Okay. You want to do it?
What's up, guys? Good morning. Welcome to the fourth day of
Parish Construction and Roofing. Going for a loop. Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. First day of school for Drew. What do you say? What do you say?
Go.
Go.
Go this way.
Go this way. We are going this way. Okay. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a hump day edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com. And Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. First day of school for Drew. So if you were here for yesterday's show, I gave you a little bit of a warning to say, hey, look, we might be, hang on, let me put that right there. See how that's going. I gave you a little bit of a warning yesterday to say, hey, might be a little different here on Wednesday. First day of school, new drop-off time for Drew. So really I got two options. Number one is we do this. We do the show in the car from about 8 to 8:30 on the drive with Drew. Or we move the show up about half an hour from 7:30 to 7 Central. So I'm open to whatever. But those are really our options right now as we start the new school year and new school location, new drop-off time, all that sort of stuff. So let me know your feedback. I'm driving. I'm coming up to a red light so I can read some comments. But while we're driving, obviously, I'm not going to read the comments. Anyway, I hope you're having a great start to your Wednesday. Make defense great again. Take a victory lap for the shout out on the pivot. I need to watch it, man. I need to watch it. So someone told me that RC shouted me out. I wanted to watch it Hi, Drew. I wanted to watch it last night, but ended up having to do three different shows last night after AFR, and it was 11 o'clock, and I was like, I couldn't start it then. So I'll watch it tonight. Tiger Diver, Ricky Lambert, Wendell Norman, some person, what's going on? Jeff, what up, my dude? Jacob, morning, Matt. When it comes to Nuss, what else worries you about him playing besides needing to protect the ball? Guy Brooks, what's good? James McKinney, what's good? Christian, what's good? Good morning. Kelly Gross, good morning. Thank you, Guy. Appreciate it. Abner, good morning. I'm coming back to the Nuss question. Larry, good morning, y'all. Appreciate everybody being there. Coach Nate Green, what's up? So what worries me about Nuss? I think the only thing with Nuss, aside from the ability to protect the ball, is just the inexperience. So like in here, that is, you went.
Whoops. Whoops.
Stupid people. Stupid. Sorry. I'm actually not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. How do people not understand where lanes go? If you need to make a left turn, get in the left lane. Don't be in the right lane if you need to make a left turn. Then you end up looking like an idiot and almost causing a wreck. Anyway, God bless that child of God. Clearly that person needs prayers and blessings today. So I'm sending up good thoughts and good vibes. Anyway, Nuss. Oh, and I got to talk about what's in the description of the episode as well. So let me get to that here in a second. I'm 4 minutes in. I forgot to even mention what's on the description. Sorry about that. Jacobian Guillory was injured at practice yesterday, left knee. Don't think it's serious, but don't know. Brian Kelly talks to reporters today. I'm sure we'll ask. We'll see if Guillory's out there. Unfortunately, I will not be at practice today. First one I will have missed. Got to bring Drew to school, morning stacked with meetings, and then I have a lunch where I'm speaking at. I have to be there at 11:30, and we don't even finish we don't get done with BK probably until afternoon, so I couldn't go today. But anyway, Nuss. Yes, the turnovers have been a concern really for as long as he's been at LSU, just being sort of cavalier with the football. So I definitely want to see him protect the ball, but you mentioned that. The other thing is just the inexperience. Until somebody does, so like we can think something's going to go a certain way or a player's going to be good, but until they actually go out and do it, you don't know for sure. That's why I think the bowl game was significant, especially not only just the bowl game, but, LSU being down and getting the ball at their own 2-yard line and Nuss leading a 98-yard touchdown drive. Like, I think we all thought that he was capable of that. I mean, he can make all the throws. He's got great confidence. Football IQ, son of a coach, all the things we've all talked about. Hi, Drew. It's things we've all talked about. But until you see him actually go do it, is it real? I mean, I can point to a long list of quarterbacks who everybody thought was going to be awesome, man. DJ Uiagalelei at Clemson was supposed to be the next great one. And now he's bounced around to Oregon State, now to Florida State. We'll see. Joe Milton at Tennessee was supposed to just pick up right where Hendon Hooker left off. Didn't really work out. We talked about Walker Howard here when he signed as a 5-star, and everybody was pumped about the future there. And Walker was here for a year, and now he's kind of been in a logjam there at Ole Miss with Jackson Dart staying an extra couple of years. You see my point? So, until you actually see it, you don't know for sure. So, what does it look like over 12 games? What is it? Can he stay healthy, take care of himself, all that stuff? So I think that's really kind of just the thing that maybe I'm most interested in seeing with Nuss. So, oh man, we got Traffic. No bueno. This sucks. I thought giving myself 30 minutes to get to Catholic High. So Drew's new school, by the way, is right behind Catholic High. The old Key Academy building in the Westmoreland parking lot, that's now the St. Lillian campus. And so I'm basically going like I used to go to school at Catholic. I-10 to Acadian to the little side street off Acadian into Westmoreland. That's where we run carpool. Anyway, run into traffic. Hopefully this moves a little bit. It's weird whenever you don't really drive and drive time very much. You don't always deal with, I think we're moving a little bit here. You don't always deal with traffic, so we'll see. And we're stopping on the interstate. God bless Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Whatever. We choose to live here. Club Ruckus, good morning. Y'all be safe out there. No, it's hard to not be safe when you're at a dead stop. Club Ruckus, dead stop on the interstate. Jared Weems finally caught a live show. Been wanting to tell you you're the best. The way you chart practices is awesome. Thank you, man. No point in listening to anybody else for my football info. Have a good day. Appreciate that, Jared. That's very kind of you, man. I guess the way I look at that is if they're going to give us access, I might as well make the most of it. I could just sit there and watch and take mental notes, but if they're going to give us access, I'm going to try to extract as much value from that as possible. Now, the disappointing part today is I'm not going to be at practice. So this will be practice 11. It'll be our 9th media availability of the 11 practices, and I've been all of them. So, but I'm not going to be able to go today. So I'll have to get a report from somebody else today. Hopefully, maybe I might call Wilson. Wilson Alexander's been out there and does a really good job. So maybe I'll call Wilson and see if he can give us some tidbits. Juice, what's up? Huge ups to the pivot shout. I got to watch this now, man. I don't know what RC said. I assume it was RC. I don't know if it was the other guys or Joe, but either way, I was excited to see Burrow on the pivot. So I think I said this on AFR yesterday. I'll repeat it for anybody who might have missed it. I think when you have someone like Burrow, who is it has reached almost deified status around LSU. Anytime you feel like you can get any closer connection, that's exciting, right? Like, I mean, Burrow does a lot of press conferences. He's does media all the time. Hi, Drew. He does media all the time. I mean, contractually, right, in the NFL, does media all the time and all that stuff. But I think it's different whenever you have like a behind the scenes or like a sort of let down your guard type setting. And that's one of the things that I think that they do, RC and Fred and Channing on the Pivot do exceptionally well. Howard Stern does this exceptionally well. When you think about interviewers, when you get, I think Dan Patrick does this very well. Whenever you can get someone who does a ton of media, they always have cameras and microphones in front of them. And so often they have their programmed responses, right? They've been asked the same questions millions of times. They end up giving this regurgitating the same answer. I know in a slight way because I deal with that, not for me personally, but I get asked to go on shows all the time, talk about LSU or the Saints, and I get asked the same questions. How is the defense any better? Nuss's experience, any concern losing Jaden Daniels, Brian Kelly year 3. Like, it's the same things. It's the same questions over and over and over and over and over again. So I need to get a mount for this thing. It's the same questions over and over and over again. So you end up answering the same questions over and over and over again. But it's interesting whenever an interviewer can kind of get someone off their spot, meaning ask them something different or creative in a different way to make them think, to disarm them, to make them comfortable, to laugh a little bit. And that's when you tend to get more like meat on the bone and in interviews. And I like that. That's one of the reasons I love the Pivot. I think they do an awesome job with that. Like, they are. I told RC that the first time I saw the Pivot, I was like, this is like they've got it. Like this is going to be massive. And I had that conversation with them after like their first or second episode. And sure enough, as it turns out, when you do media for 2 decades, or anything for 2 decades, you tend to know what's good and bad, what will work and what won't. Not all the time, but most of the time. Irfan Sayad, Guy Morgan, Brad David, good morning. I agree with you. Small schools shouldn't get a playoff spot. Yeah, talked about that yesterday here. And then Sean, Cajun Country, who y'all see on here a lot, messaged me during AFR, and I ended up broaching that topic on AFR yesterday as well. Hi, Drew. And I think we also talked about that a bit 2 days ago on AFR with Bill Bender and from Sporting News. And I really think that's going to be a problem. Like, and I think it's something that the committee or the college football playoff, when I say that the committee, it's, sorry, y'all. When I say, the college football playoff, powers that be are moving a little bit here. They're going to have to rectify this in relatively short order, because what's going to happen, and this is my prediction, it's a vast difference from giving a G5 a New Year's 6 spot where they play in a bowl game against a team with opt-outs that's really not interested in playing the little brother school in that bowl game, where they had grander expectations. Not always the case, but like, if you're look at USC 2 years ago is a good example of this, when they played Tulane. Not to be dismissive of Tulane, that was a good team. All the G5 teams that get there, they're good teams. They are good teams. But USC, Caleb Williams won the Heisman Trophy. They were playing for the Pac-12 championship. They thought they'd be in the playoff. They lose to Utah in the Pac-12 championship game. Caleb Williams gets dinged up a little bit. And all of a sudden, you think you're going to be in the playoff. You got a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback. And now instead of the playoff or the Rose Bowl, now you're playing in the Cotton Bowl at like 11 a.m. against Tulane. And guys opt out, and it's just not You're just not going to be locked in the way you would if you're playing for a playoff. And so what's going to happen is the G5 is going to be the 12 seed every year, and they're going to play the 5 in an on-campus game. And the 5 is going to be the first Power 5 team, the highest-ranked Power 5 team that's not a conference champion. So last year, that would have been Georgia. So Bama wins the SEC. They get one of the 4 spots. Georgia loses the SEC championship game. They'd be the 5 seed. So in last year's scenario, you would have had Liberty playing a playoff game in Sanford Stadium against Georgia, who had just lost to Alabama. How do you think that's going to go? How many absolute kicking whitewashings do we need to see before the committee goes, as the presidents and chancellors say, yeah, we're okay. Like, if y'all get in the top 12, you got a team that's ranked in the top 12, okay, you can have a playoff spot. But we ain't just giving you one, because this is ugly. And that's what's going to happen every year until they do away with the auto bid for a G5. All right, please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel. Facebook, like the page, share the post, all that stuff. Again, please give me feedback. If you're just joining, again, a little later today, first day of school for Drew, new drop-off time, which is a little bit earlier, which means last school year, I'd do morning Scone from 7:30 to 8. We'd end the show at 8, and then I'd get Drew ready, and we'd be out the house by 8:20 to drop him off for 8:45. Now, drop-off time's been moved up a bit. So I just would like your feedback. Would you rather me do the in-transit morning Scone here in the car, which means I can't be as attentive to comments, obviously, because I'm driving. I don't know if this is an exit lane or if this lane ends. Or should I move the show up and go 7:30 to 8? I'm sorry, 7 to 7:30. End it at 7:30, and then we go. Drew and I get Drew ready, and we go about our day. So I need some feedback. If y'all got it, let me know. Brian Wynn, good morning. Ron, good morning. 7 a.m. works. Matt, the Falcons media guy, was on AFR yesterday. It was hilarious. Yeah, so that was Mark Zinno. So Zinno's great. Very talented guy. Zinno is from New York City, and he's a media guy. You hear Zinno sometimes. You may not know it's him, but you hear him on ESPN Radio National. Like, he's not part of the everyday lineup, but a lot of times on weekends or fill-ins when the regular hosts are out, you'll hear Mark Zinno. So he does ESPN Radio National. We're going to New St. Lillian by Calicut. Okay. Let's see. This may be all right. I think we're good. Drop-off ends at 8:35, so it's 8:20, 8:19. So we got 15. Oh, we're almost there, too. I think this is going to be just fine. Yes, so Zinno, he's on 92.9 The Game in Atlanta. I think it's 92.9 The Game. It's 92.9 in Atlanta. Does a lot of betting content as well. It's really good. If you want someone who does betting content, Zinno's great. Does good follow. Follow him on Twitter and all that stuff. Is a military, I can't remember, forgive me, trivia, Cliff, Kurt, forgive me. I can't remember if Zinno was Army or Marines. So I know those battle lines, if you'll forgive the pun, are drawn on Morning Scone with you guys. But Dane. So forgive me if I don't remember. I think he's a Marine, but I don't remember exactly. Anyway, Zinno's great. Yeah, so thanks for listening. So he and I like Zinno's perspective too, because he's not an Atlanta guy. Like, he didn't grow up a Falcons fan. He doesn't love the Falcons. He lives and works in Atlanta. It's just so he covers the team, which is pretty common when you get to a big city professional level. All right, Ron likes 7 a.m. All right, Irfan, 7 a.m. Hey, Melody, good morning. Said happy first day to Drew. All right. Stat is October the 12th the best weekend of college football this year? I'd have to go look at the whole slate. I don't know. October 12th, of course, is when LSU plays Ole Miss. This way. So I think, candidly, I haven't looked at every weekend of college football to know. I mean, I think you typically get rivalry weekend tends to be pretty good. And I think this year in particular, because you're going to have playoff spots up for grabs. See, this is the other thing about the playoff that might be a little, I don't want to say misunderstood, but maybe overlooked, is with the new format, more teams are still going to be in the hunt later. So you're going to go into those final 2 weekends. And you're doing those final 2 weekends, and you're going to have more teams and more scenarios where more teams could earn a playoff spot, which is awesome. So it's just going to create even more excitement, more interest, more meaningful games late that we're not even thinking of right now that are going to be significant. So, all right. The new St. Lillian. Drew, what do you think, man?
New St. Lillian.
We are at the new St. Lillian.
Where was that?
But Mommy wants me to walk you in today. All right, so I'm going to park, and Daddy's going to walk you in today, okay? Okay, we're going to park, and Daddy's going to walk you in today.
Okay.
Okay. All right, y'all, we are at the new St. Lillian, so we got to go. Y'all have an awesome day. Shout out to everybody. Drew, say bye.
Bye.
Look.
Bye, Jason.
Okay, bye, Dad.